Hey everyone, Metagross Freak here with the second of the 2016 Bionicle Uniters. That's Onua. Actually, it was never really clear if it's pronounced Onua or Onua. Um, according to the pronunciation guide, both are correct. But anyway, we have the Uniter of Earth, formerly the Toa of Earth, or Master of Earth, depending on your series. Set number 71309 and 143 pieces. It's one of the two larger Toa sets. He's probably one of the sets I was looking forward to the most because he has a very unique design. So let's get into it. Alright, so Onua's got a lot of really cool pieces to him. He's got two of these larger Technic plate pieces. The Kopaka uses these same pieces but in white as a shield. Onua uses them for the sides of his drill slash like cannon armor things. It's really cool. I like these pieces. They're really good and you can use them for a good number of mocks. The trans purple skull basher rib cages return. These were really good in the fall sets. I actually didn't get any of the skull villains except for Lord of Skull Spiders, but this set has two of them and it uses them as pauldrons or shoulder armor. So that's kind of cool. And if I end up deciding to just scrap this for parts, I can use these for mocking, and these are really cool pieces. They've got some nice texture on them. We've got one of these big, kind of, I want to call them like anastars, but like these big fan blade slash almost like shuriken gear pieces, and this is actually just used as a decal that goes with the drill. And this is kind of a cool piece, and I really wish they did more with this and just kind of shove it behind another piece to add a little bit of detail, because it's really cool. We have another stud launcher, which returns from 2015. This time it's in black instead of gray. And we have one of these little gray pieces instead of a yellow one. Can't pop that back out now, but yeah, cool. Another stud launcher, always fun. This time around we have shorter eye stalks, so you're less likely to send your masks flying. I think this new eye stalk is pretty nice and it goes with the same skulls. We have two pieces of gold crystal armor. However, surprisingly enough, the translucent part is translucent clear. It's not translucent purple, and I'll be honest, I really don't like that. I really wish they had gone with gold and translucent clear, because that's a theme. That's the theme. It's black, gold, and translucent purple. So having a little bit of translucent clear, I don't like it. I mean, you can still use these pieces for a lot, but I really wish they had done the purple. I think that it looks really good to have the purple and the purple and the gold, so I don't know why they didn't do it for these two pieces. We have the gold piece of Unity. I don't really think the piece of Unity is that much of a big deal. It did give Gali a little bit of a back of a neck when I did her. I mean, it's a nice looking piece, and it's a nice throwback to the old Bionicle series, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's such an important piece. It's look at all these connections and stuff." And I'm like, it's all right, you know. Onua doesn't have a giant chest plate this time. He has a chest plate the size of the normal one. The molding on this is really great. We have a lovely print right here on the front with Onua's Nuva symbol and some really nice gold and purple print. So really like this chest piece. New torso piece doesn't have a bunch of ball joints. It isn't the traditional CCBS torso. Instead, we have this new torso system that functions on a gear. I don't really like the new gear function, as you probably saw in my Gali video, so I might disable it on my Onua, but it's kind of nice. Adding a little bit of waist articulation can be nice, but I personally would rather have the gearbox. Next up, we have these huge feet. I am not sure if these were used in Chima, but I believe they were used once or twice in the Hero Factory sets. These are nice, big, wide feet, and that was one of the main complaints with the 2015 Onua was his feet weren't big enough. And these are some nice, heavy-duty feet in gunmetal. I wish they had kind of gone with either black, gold, or silver, because even silver, despite not going with the color scheme, would have been an improvement over gunmetal, but I think it looks good. But yeah, I would have gone with either black or silver for these, but these are nice pieces, and if I don't end up using the set for its intended purpose, if I end up scrapping it for mock parts, this is a really nice piece to use for mocks. Next up, one of my favorite pieces in all of LEGO, this large drill piece. I just really like this piece. I like drills. And of course, the new masks. You can definitely see the 2015 Onua in the mask. However, I also think it has a passing resemblance a little bit to the Onua Metru mask at certain angles, so I think that's a good throwback. So let's get on to the build, because I've been doing this for 6 minutes. Save for a couple extra pieces, this Onua set is, well, a lot. There's a lot of little tiny pieces, and a lot of things that kind of just go in places that you wouldn't expect to make a really nice build. Just looking at the skeleton first, the feet look really oversized, but it's okay. I was actually a little worried about these shoulders. They only have one point of connection. I'm worried about this joint being stressed, especially because you're putting these big pauldrons and the heavy weapon. But this assembly in the back with the black Borak eyes, as you can see, or hopefully see, the assembly under here with the black Borak eyes does kind of help make a little bit of a support, so if it does start to bend, you have something for it to lean on. There are reports of having a similar issue with Kopaka, but from what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like Kopaka has the same support system. Strangely enough, Onua has one gray thigh piece, a thigh piece for the upper arm, and a purple ball joint piece for the other, which, if that's an issue for you, you can always just switch out a piece if you have extras, if you have a little bit of a parts bin, or if you have enough leftover pieces, you can maybe even use the crystalline thigh pieces from the protector if you scrapped it like I did. So that's really up to you. I think it's kind of weird that it's internally asymmetrical, though. A couple other little interesting things is he's got the gold piece of unity. It gives some kind of substance to the neck. And on the back we have here, it says to put a little stud here, but it never says exactly what the stud is for. However, the other thigh has this little assembly piece, like I mentioned, kind of it's a little wheel for extra ammo, and that just plugs in to the back thigh. So he has a little, kind of a little extra ammo wheel on the back thigh. It doesn't say what to use with this stud. However, I had 13 of these little purple stud shooters. So if you really want, you could just plug that in on the back to have that one a little bit more bulk, I guess. If you, or maybe just like a little bit of a detail, like Anua's got an earth pimple, or I don't know. Be creative. Be creative with it. It's fine. Now to armor him up, large black armor with the crystal add-ons. Again, I'm not a big fan of the fact that it's clear instead of purple, but whatever. Go with what they go. We have two transparent pieces with the gold 2015 add-ons, and they kind of go on similar to how Tahu and Liwa had their add-ons. Kind of goes from an angle on the side, but I think that looks good. For the shoulder pieces, I'm going to do the shoulders first. We have these two large rib cages, and they literally just have you lay them down like that. You can adjust them to how you want. I'm going to leave them up for now in order to adjust the shoulder armor, which surprisingly, I don't even really get why these arms are different. I guess maybe this one has a little more friction to hold the heavier part of the weapon, but they are both armored the same. They both have a black piece with the 2015 gold armor, and then below it, on the lower arms, they have the trans purple armor. So I don't know what's up with that. And then to finish it off, we have the big torso piece. Couldn't find the ball joint there, sorry about that. And once you have that on, you can fold these down. Oh, one point I do want to make. See, I think that looks really good. That looks a lot like the 2015 Onua, but a little bit better, and you can adjust those to how you want. On the back of the feet, I'm going to lift this up so you can see, they have a 3x1 bar. I guess that's to add a little bit more support to the ankle. You know, you don't want to lose these feet, so I kind of like that they added in a support. So that's a cool feature. And this Onua looks really good. I will admit the black looks good on the mask. The silver, not as much, and that's mostly because we have no silver on him. But the black, I think, looks really good. I kind of wish it covered a little bit more in the back. There's kind of it leaves it open. I wish they had covered more. Let me tilt that up a little bit. I wish they had covered more on the back of the head, but it's alright. It looks really good, and definitely looks like a combination of a Onua and maybe a little bit of a Wenua mask. And then switching them out, the gold mask looks superb on him. The gold and the trans purple, it all looks really good on this set. That's really cohesive. I'm really glad they decided to go with the trans purple on him. I would definitely say this looks like a direct upgrade from the 2015 model, and at first I didn't like that they changed up the chest piece. I liked the broader shoulder Onua, but I think this looks really good, especially because they used these larger shoulder blade pieces for it, and you can adjust them because they're on ball joints, so however you feel looks good. And at certain angles, it also kind of looks like more like angel wings, so you kind of have like a dark Valkyrie. It's pretty cool. I wanted to show you what the weapon looks like without all the add-ons. It's basically a stud launcher with the kind of spin gear and this little gear. I would spin it, but it has the studs, so you have a little stud blaster there. That's kind of cool. And all of this just goes boop and held in a hand. So that's the hammer top. And then the drill fits perfectly onto that gear. Meshes on like that. Then you have this complete, which, okay, first off, I think that looks good enough, but they have a completely unnecessary little bit that has a little more trans purple. I didn't think it was necessary. I think they could have just added on a blue stud peg connector or a tan one and called it a day. But instead, you can add that on to give it a little more of a handle, and when you twist this, it fires as well. I actually might not keep the studs on here, just so I can spin the drill at will. And then lastly, just to add, I think this alone looks really good too. It looks kind of like a engine, like it's a rocket-powered, drill, so you go like a rocket-powered drill. I think that looks really cool. But using the pieces, the armor pieces, you make a little shell, almost like an engine, and that attaches, oops, I did it the wrong way, attaches over perfectly, connecting at the ports at the bottom. It can be a little bit difficult to connect it, but there you go. You have this nice shell over it, and it definitely looks more hammer-like, a little bit more hammer-like, a little more like a drill car. Like he's holding one of those drill cars from like Rock Raiders or Power Miners or whatever it's called. And you've got the blaster here. I think that looks really good. Yeah, that's kind of it's a really cool weapon. And I might show off what it looks like without the studs later, so I can show how the drill functions, because it looks like an engine drill. Just yeah, that's really neat. And the rest of the pole, you have the longer part of the pole here, and a little short piece of the pole if you want to two-hand it, because he's definitely got this massive hammer staff here, and that looks superb. That looks really nice. But if you want to two-hand it, you're gonna have to bring the arm up, bring this one around, and just kind of maneuver it. And this is on a peg, so you can twist it. You don't have to worry about getting your hands in the right position. There you go. There is Onua with the drill axe, and this is on a peg too, so you can point this however you want. You can orient it however you want. If you want him to go, going in for a drill attack. Oh, this one's actually a lot looser. This isn't as noisy. I don't know why. It kind of varies, I guess. If you want to go in for just a drill attack, you can do the drill attack, and that looks superb on its own. And if you want to go in for a shooting, you can go, you can, or just bam. I kind of imagine it how he, I can imagine it, he slams it, like, if you imagine a wall, like a wall right here, imagine he slams it on, and then the cannon blast, it's like it fires like a cannon blasting it off. That's kind of a cool idea. All around, I think this is a really great set. 2016 Onua, Uniter of Earth. Until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and have a good one.